Good afternoon, traders. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report. So let's see if we have any good trading setups for you. Let's see what happened overnight and what are the perspectives for the major instruments on the forex market, for the currencies, for the precious metals and indexes. So first I will show you the calendar. On yesterday, the most important data was ADP employment change, and we were watching this live during our daily analytical report. Although it was the most important number, it didn't cause any significant movement on the market. After that, a few hours after that, we got the data from EIA crude oil stocks change, crude oil stocks, and as you can see, the number which was shown was worse than expected because it showed a decline, but not as big as was expected, which can be perceived as a worse data, but in the same time it was still it was showing as a decline in the number, and by the traders on the market it was perceived as a good information, and oil stopped the decline that was seen before. As for today, about this decline on oil, let me be more specific here, because we had wait a little bit, I'm sorry. Okay. Today's data, the most important one, was the Bank of England rate decision. Everybody was waiting for this data to be shown. As you can see, the vote was 6-2, 6 for unchanged interest rate and 2 for a hike. Previous vote was 5-3. So it was more hawkish, this one was more dovish, so that is why we have a strong negative movement on British pound, and British pound is losing value right now. That's the outcome of the interest rate decision from UK. British pound was doing relatively good before that, but as you can see, this was a negative information for the British pound. And we're slowly getting ready for Friday, for tomorrow. First we'll start with monetary policy statement from Reserve Bank of Australia, also influential, but the main event tomorrow will be non-farm payrolls, as obviously, and the same pack of data from Canada. It's usually like that we have data from US and Canada in the same time. So American dollar to Canadian dollar has great volatility that day. So we are waiting for that to happen. As for today, I would say, well, initial jobless claims are not so important. Other than that, ISM non-manufacturing PMI, market services PMI, factory orders, those can be influential data which will be shown in 2 hours. Apart from that, on indexes, Dow Jones closed first time above 22,000 points. Although other indexes, European world indexes, they were negative. So Dow was mostly influenced by Apple shares, which were climbing higher because of the better data, better earnings report, and that helped the Dow Jones to close higher. Apart from that, not many news from the fundamental point of view, so I guess we can turn our attention to the charts. And what do we have on charts? Maybe I start with that. Those three, why not? Euro to Australian dollar, I guess you like that. We were talking about that from Monday. So from here, when we are below this resistance, and our outlook was bullish. Why bullish? Because there was a downtrend, and the downtrend line got broken. So actually, from the technical point of view, from this place, the upswing should start, and it started. And the price, after making new trend, created a trend continuation pattern, which is a flag, those black lines. So it was suggesting us that from this point the price should go higher. Also, we on H4 chart we created inverse head and shoulder formation here, so a left shoulder head and a right shoulder. There was a neckline. Neckline was horizontal line, and it got broken, and it caused an upswing. Upswing allowed to break the upper line of the flag. Well, depends, right? We can use it like that, or we can take this low into the consideration. If we do like that, it's broken. If like that, it's not broken yet. Better be safe than sorry. So let's say it wasn't broken yet, but still after our signal, and we are talking about that somewhere here, 31st, we are still 200 pips higher. So that was a good one for Alpari team, and I have it also on my live trading account. I opened this position here. It's already on a big profit, I guess around 900 euros. So it's all good. The closest support is here. The closest resistance is just here. The chances that we'll break this resistance are much higher than for a reversal. That is my view on this instrument. Next one is Euro to Japanese yen, which was having this ascending triangle formation, and we obviously broke the upper line because that's what was expected, and the price created let me go to the smaller time frame. I don't usually do that for trading, but just for showing you what's happening, why not? This is kind of inverse head and shoulder formation, but left shoulder is bigger than a head, which shouldn't actually happen. So we should consider this formation as a pennant. Pennant is a trend continuation pattern, so it should result in an upswing. But as you can see, this pattern was broken, and the price heading lower. And actually, it's good because this green area, I can come back to the bigger time frame, looks like a very strong support, and I would love to see the price there. I would absolutely love the price there. Most possibly here, 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 and here, but if the price will go lower here, that will still be good. Because price getting here and creating a bullish reversal pattern would be a very positive sign for me, and an invitation for an upswing. I would love to see that. The next one is Australian dollar to Japanese yen, and I will want to show you this from on the weekly chart because that's a good one. Those corrections are the same. Those rectangles are the same. well, almost the same, right? Because this one is 1660 and this one is 1600, not 60 but 700. But such a small difference here shouldn't be taken wrong, right? What we do have here is a horizontal resistance which was with us since the February 2015. It was a support in February. In July, after the breakout, it became a resistance in November and December, and it's tested now. And the test, maybe you don't see it, but you will see it now. The test was done twice with 2 shooting star candlesticks. And when you have 2 shooting star candlesticks in a row, that is usually a very negative signal. And especially that when those 2 shooting stars also create a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head and right shoulder. We already broke the neckline, which is this blue line. So we already made new lows. We are on the lowest level since 18th of July. So that is a negative sign. And on this pair we should aim lower. And I also do have a position here. I have a short position here, but I'm not telling you that there's a negative sentiment because I have a short position here on my account, but I'm telling you that I have short position on my account because there is a negative sentiment. In this way, it should be perceived. Right, those were those 3 setups, 3 currencies with 3 different combinations. So euro, Australian dollar, Japanese yen, with 3 different combinations with good trading setups. Euro to British pound, obviously we had this reaction, but well, maybe we couldn't expect that, but from the technical point of view there was a bullish trend here. Why the bullish trend? Because the price is making a channel up formation, but also we are above this horizontal support here, which is very strong and well respected. So there wasn't buy signal, but there wasn't buy signal, but there was a positive sentiment and the chance that we will see an upswing. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in general, chances for a bullish continuation were much higher than for the reversal, and that data just helped here, right? And the next one is New Zealand dollar to American dollar. Here I do not have any strong signals. I just want to show you that we are having a bearish action on 50% Fibonacci. There is no candlestick formation, there is no candlestick pattern, there is no price pattern, so it's not a signal for me, but it's always interesting when a price forms something like that. There is also, I have also dollar index for you, which made new lows yesterday, so we shouldn't be no surprise here. The sentiment for American dollar as it is. We still have in front of us many resistances here. As long as the price stays below 3 of them, the sentiment is definitely negative. Now let me show you indexes and oil. S&P 500, sideways trend, right? That's a sideways trend, nothing happens. Still there is a chance for a head and shoulder formation, but they would, for left shoulder, head and right shoulder, I think they would have to make a sharp drop right now. If it will continue to go in a sideways trend, the chances for an upswing will be higher. But there's nothing interesting on this chart, at least for me. On DAX is having troubles because the price is putting heavy pressure on that support. They could pray for the right shoulder, but I think it's off the table right now. Chances that the red resistance will be tested are lower than the chances that the blue support will be tested. Breaking this line will trigger another sell signal here on DAX. And WTI, as you can see, this drop after the initial data from Tuesday, and we're just having a correction of this movement. So actually there's no big selling pressure here at the moment. I think that sentiment on oil is positive, which obviously I do not understand, but I do respect that, and I will not go against it. And we can go back to our forex market. Dollar to Polish zloty to my local currency, that's a strong trend. For those who know this and would like to trade long term, we are approaching very important support on 3.52, 3.51. Most probably we're gonna get there. Now we're on 3.58, and we will see what will happen there, because that's a potentially strong support where the upswing can stop, where the downswing can stop. The next stop is somewhere here, 3.37, and the next one is a long-term psychological barrier on 3. Right, so if we are such a long situation here, obviously, well, it will be hard for the price to fall constantly here, but they did that, for example, here, right? So why not make something similar? American dollar to Japanese yen, still very close to local lows. I'm gonna show you the daily chart, and as you can see, that's a symmetric triangle formation, and the lower line of the symmetric triangle is under the pressure, which may indicate a willingness for a breakout, and that can cause troubles here. That can be it can affect other currencies, like here, for example, if American dollar and Japanese yen will break this support on American dollar to Polish zloty, that wouldn't take long to break that support and go lower. American dollar to yuan, defending this support, struggling here, but still defending this support. So far it does not look good, but as long as we are above the green area, it's not tragic. Probably a breakout of this pink line will increase the bullish, create the bullish momentum, because so far we do not have this momentum, and breaking the pink line can create a positive sentiment here. New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen. I had a position here, I had a long position which didn't work out, so I had a loss on this one. I fall for this false breakout. I often tell about false breakouts that they work, and they work, but when I was entering this position I didn't know that it's gonna be a false breakout. But obviously here I was one of the trapped traders which were caught off the guard with a long position here on this false breakout, and I'm not scared to admit that it's how it is sometimes. Once you win, once you lose. My strategy allows me to earn 20% in less than 1 year with very low risk, because I risk less than 1% on one position. Definitely less than 2, but usually I risk less than 1% on one position, and my accuracy is around 55%, so 45% of the time I'm wrong. So when I sometimes will open the wrong position, it happens. So here we are under the influence of this false breakout, but also it affects the long-term situation here, because it shows you the bounce from the horizontal resistance, and that can be a negative sign. Maybe not as strong as this one, but a few more bearish weeks should follow, which I would love, because I have a short position here on New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen, and those pairs are obviously correlated. British pound to Japanese yen, we were looking north here, but then the fundamental change came today. You remember this dovish statement from Bank of England. This caused British pound to weaken. That's a strong influential factor here. It destroyed the technical situation a little bit, but what can we do with that? Nothing, to be honest with you. Let's look for potential supports where this drop can stop, and I think this one is a potential target for this movement. So I say that the potential downswing can last for 80 more pips, which is a nice situation for short-term traders. I wouldn't enter here because, unfortunately, where should I place my stop loss order? Well, if I sell here, target is here, 90 pips, so top loss maybe here, 70. In terms of the risk to reward ratio, I have seen better trades than this one. And gold. Gold, that's a good one. Let me check silver also. So we have a nice reaction on gold and silver. I was telling you that as long as gold stays above the $1,258 per ounce, the sentiment is positive, and it was tested again and it worked. That was a long-term support, and that was a short-term support which got broken, but we were above again, so this can be perceived as a false breakout then. As long as we are above the uptrend line, above this horizontal support, and above this one, above 3 important supports, the sentiment is positive. Positive sentiment on gold also helps silver. Silver was having troubles. You know, this $16.8 per ounce, this green area, it was just too much for the buyers. Especially this candle from yesterday, another attempt to break this horizontal resistance, another failed, so the price declined, but the price bounced on the black line, which is a long-term uptrend line here. That's a long-term uptrend line, important one. As you can see, it was used today, and most probably with this momentum, with the movement like that, we will aim 16.8 again, and candlestick closing above the green area will be a mid-term buy signal. American dollar to Mexican peso, that's a good one. Look at that, that's a long-term downtrend. Lasting, well, it started earlier in January, but from March it has more technical shape, because there is now a beautiful downtrend line, and we touched that downtrend line again, and the price created a shooting star, which may indicate the end of this bullish correction, right? So that is a negative sign, and the price should go lower from this point. Australian dollar to American dollar. Remember, we have a statement tomorrow, so maybe if you're a trader who respects the money, maybe you shouldn't enter this market here. But if you like, I marked 3 important supports and resistances for you that you may use it. I don't see any clear trading signals here, so I'm gonna leave it alone. American dollar to Swiss franc, this is a good one, although American dollar is getting beaten badly. Swiss franc is even in a worse condition. This allowed to create this bullish engulfing pattern on a weekly chart, and traders are following this signal because we are higher this week. Maybe it's not the greatest upswing in the world, but it's still not the worst one. So after the breakout of this line, this green line, we managed to stay high, and potential target is here 180 pips, stop loss 60. It makes it quite alright trading opportunity with good risk to reward ratio, with one if, with one but. The problem is the sentiment for American dollar. It's sometimes really hard to buy a currency which is getting beaten very badly all over the world. Next one, American dollar to Canadian dollar. What we are having here is the final breakout of this resistance here. It's still nothing. If you think that that's a bottom, maybe we should start Fibonacci's. And as you can see, as long as we stay below 38.2, the sentiment is definitely negative. And actually it's hard to spot any important resistances here. Yes, 38.2 can be a good one, but I don't think that even price will get there. This pair again will be influenced tomorrow because we have important data for Canada and for United States. Euro to American dollar, logarithmic upswing, very strong one. And now we are fighting with the resistance from 2010 and with resistance, well, with supports from 2010 and supports from 2012, which are now the closest resistances. And the British pound to American dollar, creme de la creme after this Bank of England decision. Fundamental movement broke horizontal support here. We will see how it will, how the price will behave here on a trend line. But I guess that the drop is strong, is very strong. So maybe it's time for a small correction here, and that actually can be a good place to buy, both technically and fundamentally. Okay, my friends, thank you very much for staying here and watching daily analytical report. I hope you enjoyed. And now we're having a short break, and after that a webinar about technical analysis. If you want more trading setups and views on the market, please visit our website alpari.news and our Twitter account alpari.ra. See you there. Thank you very much. Bye.